Welcome, friends, haters, gentle lovers, and feeders. Join me as we experience together the most bafflingly interesting person on the internet. On today's episode, Amberlynn Reed does basically nothing. Hello, my friends. Amberlynn uploaded her weekly vlog, so that means it is time for Amberlynn Reed Bingo. If you click the link in the description, you can generate a bingo card full of a ton of random, Amberlynn phrases and concepts and stuff. And just as we watch the episode, we'll just kind of keep an eye on our bingo card. It's just for fun, but if you get a bingo, let me know in the comments. So this one is called I'm Leaving YouTube, which obviously is clickbait. I don't think she can keep from talking about herself for very long. She has this innate need to tell the world what she's feeling or what she's thinking or what she's doing, even if it's nothing. The rest of the title is, and the truth behind how I got cellulitis. Again, addressing rumors, because we all thought that story was kind of silly, that she got cellulitis because she walked through the flood, So isn't it funny? Because last Let's Talk, she got a message saying, you are so strong and you ignore the hate while others crumble.
Hey, beautiful. Have a good weekend, girl. Love you staying positive and ignoring the hate when others crumble. Would love to kick it with you. Heart from Kansas.
Yet, if you look at the title of almost every single one of her videos, it's addressing rumors. It's talking about the hate. It's all she thinks about. Well, besides food. So it's like the thing she thinks about second most. The hate is on her mind all the time. So let's just see if she's really leaving YouTube and what the truth really is behind how she got cellulitis. If you'd like to like and subscribe, that would literally be hectic. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey guys, welcome to the weekly vlog. So if you have not seen my weigh-in video, I have cellulitis due to walking in the flood because it was flooding here a few days ago and I got cellulitis from it. If you want to hear the whole story and everything that happened, watch my weigh-in video that I posted a few days ago. It'll be a few days ago for you guys. I literally just filmed it. So I just feel like super under the weather. Like I still did my live stream today and I felt off in it. I did the best that I could though. I did not want to film my weigh-in at all.
So apparently that live, according to Salty Crab, was like the worst one ever. And she was just a total biatch the whole time. And she was banning people and telling people that if you don't want to play choosy, you can just leave, and just being a real schmuck the whole time. I don't know. I think that really was just the real Amberlynn coming out,
I did not want to film my weigh-in at all. Literally forced myself to do it. I did not want to vlog today, so I didn't. But I normally vlog on Tuesdays and today's Tuesday, so I kind of just wanted to have at least one clip, which is this, because I don't know, it would have drove me crazy if I didn't at least vlog something.
So she says it would have driven her crazy to not vlog. And my first thought is, yeah, okay. Yeah, you just are such a workaholic. You got to get that work done. Got to be busy. But I think without even realizing it, I think she is right. Because I think what she's saying is that she just is such a hard worker, she's got a vlog. But what she's actually saying is she has to talk about herself. If she goes very long without talking about herself, she gets to feeling weird, right? She needs to tell you what she's thinking or feeling or whatever. But that is always at odds with the fact that she doesn't want to do any actual work, right? So like the editing and uploading and doing all that stuff, she doesn't want to do any of that. So she's always kind of at war with herself because she wants to talk about herself so bad, but she also hates doing the actual work. And I think that's why, conveniently, cellulitis has popped up, right? We know she does get cellulitis, but it seems convenient that it's about the time, she's been doing this for about 5 weeks, going on 6 weeks, and this current schedule. And now she has an excuse to do a shorter vlog because it's only 15 minutes this time instead of the 30 or 40 minutes it has been. So I think she's kind of getting to the point where she's about to give up on this current schedule. And I think cellulitis is going to be the tipping point. Like I said, it's kind of a convenient excuse for her not to have to actually do any work going forward. Also, I just realized she has her AirPod in, so skadoosh.
I'm seeing my mom tomorrow. I think we're going to have a girls' day.
Nope.
We definitely both need it.
Talks about her mom.
I am seeing my mom tomorrow. I think we're gonna have like a girls' day. We definitely both need it. Only if I'm
Wait, doesn't she have a girls' day with her mom every week when they go to bingo? I'm not sure what the difference would be. And also, she always ropes other people into what she's feeling, right? She says, we both need it. And it reminds me of, I think it was her last, not this last Let's Talk, but the one before that. Somebody sent her a voice message that was actually calling her out on a bunch of stuff. Like, you can't use BPD as an excuse, and not everybody hates you because you're fat, that kind of stuff. And Amber was just being a delusional narcissist, being like, oh, I agree. I absolutely agree, while not really understanding what the person was saying. And at the end of the message, the girl says, you need to work on yourself. And Amber says, oh, yeah, absolutely. We both do.
It's really serious and you need to fix it.
girl. Relatable. We both need to fix it. That was a lot.
Like, what? No, this is about you. It's like she has this need to project whatever she's feeling onto other people too, right? I just thought it was weird that she is saying we both need it, like she has any idea what Mama Lynn is feeling, you know?
I'm feeling better, which I have my fingers crossed because I am on antibiotics and they are going to start kicking in rather quickly because that's just how it goes. Like, I know all my signs of getting cellulitis and I always get it taken care of really quickly. So I always catch it before it gets hecticana, if you will.
Okay. First of all, hecticana. Heyo. In the video where she said that she got the cellulitis, she said that she woke up and it was swollen and red and really painful and it's just awful. But now she's saying she knows the signs that she's going to get cellulitis and she takes care of it really quickly, basically like before the symptoms start showing up. So which is it? I don't know, man. And that's why I'm not 100% sure she's got it.
Hey guys, so it is the next day. I'm trying to decide if I want to wear my hair up or down. I guess it really doesn't matter. But I am going to go hang out with my mom for a
Do I have mentions her hair? I don't.
little bit. We're actually going to go to the movies. And this movie theater, like, you sit in these seats and like the leg part goes up. So it'll be good for me to rest my legs for my cellulitis.
I'm guessing she brought up the whole like recliner leg rest thing because if she didn't, people would be like, hey, I thought you had cellulitis. I thought like sitting for a long period of time was bad for that. So she knows how people are going to react when she says things. So she preemptively says, oh yeah, they've got this leg rest thing. It'll be fine. Like, and that usually is a sign that there's something fishy about it if she's kind of giving too many details, you know?
And I know there's a reaction channel who has decided to put out the narrative that my cellulitis is a lot worse than I actually let on. No, not at all. Because the minute I see a tiny little red moment in my leg,
So I'm not sure who she's talking about, but most of what I'm seeing is people saying that either she doesn't have cellulitis and she's just using that as an excuse for everything, or that if she did get cellulitis, she didn't get it from walking through the flood, right? She just got it because of poor hygiene. I don't know who's saying that it's actually worse than she's telling everybody. In fact, I think most people are assuming it's not nearly as bad and she's just victim Lynn, you know?
actually make my telehealth appointment immediately for that day and I'm immediately put on antibiotics. I have expressed this ad nauseum. When I catch my
Ad nauseum. I was lucky. I didn't have mentions reaction channels. That kind of sucks. But
cellulitis this quickly, it makes it extremely manageable. And the antibiotics I'm on is called doxycycline. I'm not good at pronouncing stuff like this. And I'm supposed to take them for 14 days. So I take them twice a day. But yeah, it's literally pretty simple. Like, I went to bingo Saturday night is when I...
Okay, so the square is went to bingo. And I mean, it could be argued that she said went to bingo counts, right? But no, it's the spirit of the square. The spirit is that she goes to bingo. So I may have to change the wording on that. So if you have went to bingo, it doesn't count yet until she actually goes to bingo.
Stepped in the flood. All right, you guys, so we made it home safe and sound. It's pouring, it's flooding everywhere. Like, we have flood warnings. It's genuinely scary. And then it was literally Sunday morning when I woke up. I noticed the issue. It was actually Easter, but I don't celebrate Easter, neither does my mom. And thankfully, my telehealth doctor was on call, so I was able to have like a really quick appointment with him. There was a couple pharmacies around here that were open. Immediately got my medicine. My cellulitis is at a very manageable spot right now.
Yeah, again, this is the person who is so strong, she ignores the hate. And it's all she talks about. So I just think the fact that she goes into so much detail about her cellulitis and the doctor and the pharmacy and all that stuff, and I say this every once in a while, but thou doth protest too much. It makes it more suspicious that she just keeps going on and on about all the details. Because here's the thing. If you didn't get to see Mr. Snowflake's Victims of an Empath about Beck, there are so many great examples in that of her just blatantly flat out lying and being so detailed with it. One that kind of stuck in my head was when she started dating Jade, and Beck accidentally said Jade on the phone while Amber was live streaming.
Becky said her name was Jade. It's a joke because you guys started saying her name was Jade, so now Becky calls her Jade as a joke. That's why I didn't have a reaction to it. Like I even texted Becky actually. Here, let me read it to you guys because it was a hootin'. Yeah, I got mad at Becky. This is the text that I sent. I said, haha, they think that, I'm not gonna say her real name. Haha, they think that blank's name is Jade. I'm dead. But now I'm getting messaged by these two girls today and they're being bothered by trolls. I'm done talking about her. I said, this is kind of your fault because you had to go and make some stupid joke like you always do. I kind of was mean to her, but whoopsies. Whoopsies.
And it was all a lie. So on top of all that, she also spent her entire relationship with Jade saying that her wifey, the person that she was originally with right after Beck, and then the current girl, Feline, were not the same person. And she would call people stupid and, oh my gosh, you guys are such losers for thinking that, and just drop it and it's not a big deal. And then later admitted, yes, Feline and wifey were the same person. So yes, she lies all the time. And she just will look the camera straight in the eye and lie directly to her audience with obviously no guilt, no shame. She doesn't care. She lies through her teeth and she gives details. So yeah, when she starts giving details about the pharmacy and all that stuff, you know, I don't know that I want to say that she doesn't have cellulitis, but there's something fishy, right? She is a pathological liar. So something about that just isn't true.
Got a small popcorn. So I got my small popcorn and then I also got an icy. So we're about to leave the movie.
No chance that that's all she ate. No chance on earth.
We're about to leave the movie, but while my mom was at work, someone kissed her car. You can literally see the foundation from their nose and from their chin.
What is the point in this? Have you ever seen anybody kiss a car?
Isn't that funny? So I'm about to take her outside, but oh my gosh, the movie we saw was Drop.
Took Twinkie for a walk. Boom.
The movie we saw was Drop. My mom liked it. I thought it was okay. Uncle Potty, she thought it was alright, I guess. I also have to go take out my trash. But you guys, there's a whole other rumor.
She's still talking about her taking her own trash out. Like, again, thou doth protest too much. She's talking about it so much, it's obvious she's lying. And the fact that she even mentioned that they have a trash valet, of course she's using the trash valet.
About I've opened wounds on my leg? No, that is not the way getting cellulitis works. Like,
yes, it is. Oh my God, yes, it is. Look, it says cellulitis is a bacterial infection that develops when bacteria enter the skin through a break or wound. So yes, it is. She claims to be such an expert. Also, oh, I don't have acts like an expert. Damn, that sucks. If you've got acts like an expert, dob it. Anyway, she claims to be an expert on cellulitis, but then she says something that profoundly stupid. That's not how cellulitis works. Yeah, it is. Wow, man. So even from the Mayo Clinic, it says cellulitis is caused when bacteria, most commonly Streptococcus and Staphylococcus, enter through a crack or break in the skin. So if she was walking through the flood, the only way she would get cellulitis is if there was a cut on her leg or a wound on her leg that the bacteria could get into. So yeah, she is full of shit. So let's just see her explanation for how cellulitis works, apparently.
I can't be Dr. Lynn over here because apparently people just want to use Google to find out everything instead of me. Because apparently people just want to use Google to find out everything instead of me. Someone who has lived this since I was 16 years old. That's decades, plural, decades of living the experience. No, I do not have open wounds on.
So how about Mayo Clinic? And talk about an unreliable narrator. Yeah, we're going to believe Dr. Lynn over the Mayo Clinic or even Google. I would much rather believe Google than liar Dr. Lynn over here.
On my leg. I literally can't.
Dr. Lynn, shut up.
For people who want things to be explained a little deeper, which I can be like that too, a lot of the time really, yes, an open wound can cause cellulitis, but you can also get cellulitis with literally, if you have the tiniest little skin scratch that every human has on their skin that you can't even see. Like, you don't need anything. The first time I ever got cellulitis, which was the worst cellulitis I ever had, I had to be hospitalized. All I did was stub my toe at the age of 16 years old.
So yeah, when she stubbed her toe, if this is true, which who knows if it is, but if that is true, then chances are when she stubbed it, it created some kind of wound. So, weird. So it does have to be an open wound. Not only was she an asshole, but she was wrong. And she kind of admitted it, but still in a way that was like, because you guys are so stupid, it can be just a scratch. That is a wound. What a dumbass.
Many hours later.
I kind of thought about this for a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and count went to bingo. So from now on, we'll just say if she goes to bingo, or even if she just says went to bingo, it's going to count. So if you got it, dob it.
Oh my God, the weather outside actually feels genuinely so good. But anyways, sorry, I just have cellulitis on the brain. This is why I don't like to open up to you guys. And when I say you guys, I'm talking about the people who are so fucking judgmental and spread so many rumors. Like this.
But I thought you ignored the hate. I don't know how I do it. I'm just so strong, you guys.
I genuinely don't know how I do it. So many people ask, like, how do you do this? How do you have the confidence? Like, how do you handle the hate? Like, I don't know. I genuinely do not know. And I hate that that's my answer because I want to give something more in depth. A part of me blames it on my childhood, like, because I went through so much, so I had to be strong at such an early age. Because it's like, if I didn't go through all that crap that made me have strength, I don't know if I'd be able to handle all this other stuff.
Because of my childhood. Because of my really awful traumatic childhood that I lied about. You know, whenever I said my dad's friends SA'd me for years and years and years. But then it turned out that I just meant like they touched my hair.
And when I said that they would SA me, when I use the A word, assault, I consider harassment as an assault. They would like touch my leg, like mess with my hair, like put it behind my ear, touch my arm, brush against me on purpose, things like that. This is why I don't like to open up to you guys. And when I say you guys,
and don't worry, I will notice that I missed you guys on my bingo card here in just a minute.
I'm talking about the people who are so fucking judgmental and spread so many rumors. Like, this is why I don't want to tell you things, personal things. And then when I don't do that, people are like, oh my gosh, she's so boring. Why can't she just be like transparent with us and like open up to us? This is why.
I thought she just made content for her supporters, you know, the ass kissers and enablers. Apparently she makes content just for us. And honestly, that's kind of true. If it weren't for us, you know, the hater nation and the reaction channels and stuff, she would not be relevant at all anymore.
Hey guys, so it is the next day, and this antibiotic that I'm on is kind of kicking me in the butt, and I just don't feel the greatest. Plus, I have an infection going through my body. So I am still filming my what I ate today video, but I'm gonna add 2 days in it because like literally I just feel so bad because it's not gonna be a good what I ate today video by no means. I kind of just like need a moment. Like yesterday I saw my mom, went and hung out with her. Tomorrow I'm seeing my mom, hanging out with her. I'm supposed to be resting more than I am. I have a bad habit of like when my cellulitis isn't like at its worst, because trust me, I have been going through it with cellulitis since I was in high school. Like I was hospitalized in high school. Like it was genuinely scary.
I think we can, so mentions childhood, not traumatic, but that's kind of, you know, oh man, I don't know, that's tough, right? Because I have childhood trauma and being hospitalized when she was in high school, I'm gonna count it. Oh, and I forgot to, she said you guys earlier when she was talking about the rumors, but for some reason I missed that. But anyway, she is talking about cellulitis so much. Oh my God. She She really, really wants to drive home that she is suffering from cellulitis, you guys. It's so bad. You're the one that's claiming it's not that bad, right? She was like, this reaction channel is spreading rumors that my cellulitis is really bad, but that's just stupid. I caught it really early. And then she spends the whole rest of the video talking about how bad it is. God damn.
High school, like I was hospitalized in high school. Like it was genuinely scary. And even just like a couple years ago, like I had cellulitis so bad that like my temperature was like 104. I genuinely thought I was dying. So literally when it's just like the infection, like my leg is red, it's a little painful, etc., etc., and like I don't get like all the other symptoms with it, it's hard for me to process that like I actually have an infection inside of me, if that makes sense.
She's acting like she's so tough and so responsible. You know, I just have this bad habit of doing things when I should be resting. You know, when I've got an infection, I just do stuff. That's just me, hardworking Lynn over here. But a couple things wrong with that. A, bullshit. There's no way she's not just sitting around all day, because that's pretty much what she does anyway. I mean, that's her job, right? Sitting around and talking about herself. But also, she has spent the entire time complaining about how hard it is to have the cellulitis. So doesn't sound very tough, you know. But then on top of all that, she acts like it's some amazing thing to continue working or just functioning like normal when you've got an infection. Most people don't have the luxury to just take a week off when they've got an infection. If it's not contagious, they generally have to continue their adult responsibilities, right? Most people have to go to work. Most people have to take care of their family. Most people have something they have to take care of that needs to get done, and they have to do it regardless of how they feel. Because most jobs, unless you're contagious, they just make you come into work, you know? And even if they don't, most people choose to work anyway because they don't have the time off. They don't want to use whatever time off they have unless they absolutely have to. And a lot of people just don't have time off. So she is not special. She is not responsible. She's not unique for functioning when she has an infection. That's just called being an adult, which, again, I don't believe she's actually doing. I think she turns on her phone, records herself complaining about how bad her cellulitis is, and then the rest of the week, she is likely just sitting on her ass, doom scrolling and reading comments and watching reaction channels and eating.
I haven't been resting as much as I should be, so I'm trying my hardest today to do that.
I haven't been resting as much as I should be. What have you been doing, right? Like, your life is resting.
Because I know I'm going out with my mom tomorrow. And then I think on Saturday, my friend wants to pick me up and we're going to go hang out. So I'm like,
That sounded like a lie to me.
I don't know if I'm going to cancel that or what I plan on doing. By the way, I was just holding Twinkie and her little paw print right there. My skin is really sensitive, but yeah. Hey guys, so it is the next day. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of like the spoon theory, but it's where like you wake up every day with a certain amount of spoons and it kind of reflects like your energy and how much you can give of yourself. There is a lot more that goes into it, but how I feel lately is like normally I wake up with 10 spoons and I'm able to give 5 of those to my fur babies, 2 of those to myself, you know, and like 2 of those to YouTube. It all is just like given in different areas. But I would say in the last like few days, maybe 4 or 5, I'm only waking up with 5 spoons. So I'm trying to be like,
so, a couple things. That's so stupid. Like, what? Oh my God. I'm going to look up the spoon theory just to see what the heck she's talking about. Okay, so, yeah, it's basically just saying everybody has kind of finite energy, and it's represented by spoons, okay? And throughout the day, you spend those spoons on basically everything. Waking up, showering, getting dressed, etc., etc. But this is kind of weird, because this picture shows that waking up is 1 spoon, showering is 2, but working all day is only 3. It's not very accurate, because I would think working for 8 hours would be a lot more taxing than taking a shower. Not just 1 extra spoon, but whatever. You know what? It's just for fun and it's silly and I get it. But the thing is, she again is acting like being sick or having something going on like an infection or, you know, a fever or whatever is some new discovery for her, right? Like, yeah, you're not going to have a great day when you're sick. I don't know why this is such a revelation for her, but also I don't buy for a minute that she normally has 10 spoons to give to others. She has 10 spoons and 9 of them go to her, 8 for eating and 1 for watching reaction channels and looking for comments. And then the other spoon would be split in half for feeding Twinkie and half for feeding, oh, not Rarity, Wasabi. Because all of her energy all the time is focused on herself.
Where do I put those 5 spoons? And YouTube has been on the bottom front here, which is okay. It's understandable. I'm gonna have days like that. I'm gonna have weeks like that. You know, I have mental illness. I have just everyday human issues. But I'm not giving my spoons to YouTube as much this week. I'm trying my hardest still.
That's the I'm leaving YouTube. Shut up. Again, when you're sick, you don't feel great. And when you're sick enough, especially if you're contagious, you call in from work. Now, most people have to deal with, having to take time off and figuring out a way to get paid while they're off. But with her, even when she's sick, she can just hold her phone up, talk for a few minutes, and make some money. But the crazy thing is, most people, when they get sick and they call out from work or whatever, they don't then call all their friends and go, yeah, I decided not to go to work today. I'm not feeling very good. Work is on the bottom of my spoon list, if you know what I mean. Okay, bye. I'm going to call my other friend. Hey, friend, I'm not going to work today. They don't have to tell everybody about it. If she just made a community post saying, I'm not feeling well, she could just leave it at that and take a few days off. Days off. But all of that is assuming that what she does is actual work. It's not work, right? It's a job, right? She gets paid, so it is a job. But come on, it's not work.
I hope that you guys know that. But my spoons are going to things that is helping me mentally, and just I'm putting them into things that are just like helping me survive day to day. I feel like a cell phone that's only waking up on 50%. Like it literally will not go above 50%. So I don't know. I'm low mentally.
So there you go. It's not, I don't feel well, so I don't have much energy. It's, I have a mental illness. She's got to make it bigger than it is because she's so perpetually and terminally unique. She just has to be so unique in everything she does. Oh, by the way, she is wearing an AirPod in this scene too. So that is repeat of another bingo square. We're getting pretty close, but I don't know. The way this vlog is going, I don't see her saying anything about being biased or Legos or accountability. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll take a turn.
But I'm gonna see my mom today, and that always makes me feel like a million times better.
Oh, hey, it worked out anyway because she actually went to bingo. So, okay.
I'm waiting for my mom because she had to go to the bathroom. I'm red. She's blue. I just won though. Yay. Hey guys, so it is.
Was she too anxious to yell out bingo? That's one of her things. She's very unique and quirky and special. She can't yell out bingo. Her mom has to do it for her.
It was the next day. I was actually supposed to go hang out with my friend. She was gonna come pick me up. But I think me even doing anything this week was probably a bad idea.
Yeah, her friend was gonna come pick her up, So here's the thing. If she does have a friend, which we did hear that third voice, right? There is another person involved in going to bingo and doing things that they're doing. But I think the only real options are either that's her potential new caretaker, it's one of Mama Lynn's friends, which I don't know, she sounded pretty young, so I would be surprised if Mama Lynn is just hanging out with some 30-year-old or however old she is. But it also is weird that Amber claims that they met at bingo, and why would a 30-year-old be going to bingo by herself? But anyway, I think that however they met or whatever, if they are friends, it's not going to last very long because Amber is a horrible person and she can't hide that for very long. So her friend, will pretty quickly get tired of her bullshit and they won't be friends for very long. So we'll see.
Like going to the movies and then to bingo last night. I'm supposed to be resting. And I've just also been just not feeling the greatest because of it. Obviously, antibiotics don't make me feel the greatest. And I'm sure this vlog has sucked.
I mean, it's not much different than any of the other vlogs you've ever done.
But it's because I don't feel good. If I had any other job, I wouldn't even be allowed to go to the job. The fact that I'm still trying to
Not that you wouldn't be allowed to go, right? You're not contagious. Like, the only reason people aren't allowed to go to work when they're sick is if they're contagious. Now, there are certain jobs, like construction jobs and things like that, where if you are sick and it could affect your performance, then they recommend you stay home because it could be dangerous for other workers and stuff. But any job that she would have, she could do with cellulitis, right? She could sit and type or whatever she's going to do. But we all know that she couldn't have another job. And that's the whole problem, right? Her job is sitting on her ass and talking about herself. But she's acting like she is so heroic for stepping in and actually doing her job. If I was in any other job, I wouldn't even be allowed to go. But you guys, I am persevering, and I'm going to record myself talking about myself for like 10 minutes.
Like, go out, do things for my mental health, still film for you guys and stick to this schedule. It says a lot because normally in the past I would have just disappeared for a couple weeks. But today I need to rest. I tried to choose the more responsible route. I'm going to do that, and I'm not going to feel...
See, I stuck it out for you guys. I don't want to call myself an angel, but I am a hero.
guilty for it. And hopefully tomorrow I feel a lot better because I need to grocery shop. Sundays are the day where I do like the mopping because I like to mop once a week. I like to clean my bedding once a week, and that's Sundays as well. So we will see how I feel.
She brings that up because just like everything else, she has mentioned like washing her sheets or whatever, and nobody believes that she washes them as much as she says, but she's starting to say on a regular basis now that she washes her bedding once a week. I don't believe it for a second. And the fact that she keeps bringing it up makes it even less true, in my opinion.
I just want to say, like, thank you to those who are having patience, because today my What I Ate Today video went up, and I've been contacted by so many people saying, like, I can tell you don't feel good. Thank you for still uploading. And like,
I'm going to take that as I've gotten so much support, because that's exactly what she's saying right now.
Genuinely, thank you so much. All right, you guys. Hello. It is the next day. I am taking my medicine, 100 milligrams, 2 times a day. So I have an alarm set on my phone where I take it AM and PM. And so I used to take Bactrim whenever.
So think about this. This is not just one day of her talking about cellulitis for one video. This is the entire week of her talking about cellulitis, and that's all she's talked about this entire vlog. What a baby. Like, here's the thing. I'm sure cellulitis sucks, but if you want any proof that she just loves playing the victim, this is it. She just wants sympathy so bad, and she knows she's going to get it, right? When she comes onto her vlog and goes, I don't feel good. You guys, I don't feel good. I would normally just not even vlog, but for you guys, I'm sticking to it. You know, I'm just going to persevere. I just don't feel good. I don't feel good. So that her little babies will then start flooding her with messages saying, oh, it's okay. We love you. We hope you get better. And then she can get that narcissistic supply. It's a sympathy baiting, you know, that's all this is. This whole vlog is sympathy baiting.
I would get cellulitis, but I'd get this really bad rash right here when that would happen. And like in my brain, I was like, oh, it's probably normal. Like, it's totally fine. Like TMI, but a lot of girls get yeast infections when they take antibiotics. I personally have never experienced that, but I was just thinking, okay, maybe that's just like something that happens to people. Like, it's normal. And it was the last time I got cellulitis. I mentioned to my doctor, I was like, every time I take Bactrim, I get like a rash right here almost immediately. Like, it's like my second dose at 4.
You know, especially after watching the Victims of an Empath about Beck and the way she treated bleeding constantly for years. And then, of course, blamed it on Beck, but that's not really what I'm talking about right now. But just the fact that she ignored that for years, even when told, hey, you should get that checked out, she just Googled it and just said, it's probably fine, or asked a friend, an imaginary friend, and they said, it's probably nothing, you know. People this age just kind of bleed all the time. It's not that big a deal.
I actually had a friend who told me it's probably endometriosis, and she said it's nothing really to worry about.
But that's how she approaches medical issues. So if she's really saying, I asked the doctor about a rash right here, like, shut up. No, she didn't.
Forms. And he's literally like, that's an allergic skin reaction. And I'm like, what? So I'm like partially allergic to Bactrim? I don't really know. But I was just like, okay, I guess I should have like mentioned that before, which I'm usually nervous about things like that. Like, I don't take.
Well, and there you go. Even if she did mention it to her doctor, she probably let it go for years and years and years and never said anything, which a normal person If you started taking an antibiotic or a drug and then all of a sudden something happens, you would go, this is weird. And you would call the doctor and go, hey, is this normal? Immediately.
Take medicine. I hate medicine. I'm afraid of medicine. So like any little weird things that happen.
She hates medicine. She's scared of it, you guys. She is so quirky. God, I hate her.
Happen with it. Usually my anxiety like flares, but literally it's been happening for years. So I thought it was normal. I don't know. All right, you guys. So it's been hours and hours since you last saw me. I was able to do my bedding. I was able to do my mopping, everything that I normally do on Sundays. But I chose to do that instead of grocery shopping because I still have some things at home and I can always Instacart. But I wanted to do my weekly Amazon haul.
Is she claiming, do I have Amazon? Oh, I don't. Shoot. Is she claiming that she physically goes to the grocery store once a week and that this time she'll make an exception and Instacart a grocery haul? I don't buy that for a second. I think she orders her groceries every week.
Oh, I got 2 of these Nintendo eShop gift cards. I do not like to put my debit card on Nintendo at all. Makes me have a lot of anxiety. So I got
Oh my God, shut up. This is a great example of her feeling normal feelings and then making them sound like they are catastrophic, right? She says, I just get so much anxiety from putting my credit card information in at a big company like Nintendo. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes big companies get hacked and credit card numbers get compromised. It's pretty rare, but when it does, it's not that big a deal, right? It's not like your social security number. It's a credit card number. Also, PayPal exists. She could just use PayPal and then use that for everything. You can use PayPal for Nintendo purchases, but I'm guessing that gives her too much anxiety too. And you can just turn it off. It's not that big a deal. But anybody who doesn't feel comfortable giving their, debit card or credit card number to a big company, they have this moment of like, I probably don't want to give my credit card number because, if it ever gets hacked, it might be compromised. So I'll probably just do gift cards or something like that, And then they move on and they get gift cards. And that's what she's feeling, right? That moment of like, I don't know that I really feel comfortable giving my credit card information, so I'll probably do gift cards. But she makes it as I get huge anxiety. I just look at the credit card information screen and I just go, ooh, I'm just so anxious. Ooh, I don't know what to do. Like, shut up. It is not that big a deal. And really and truly, unless it's some shady website or some website that you're not familiar with, you're usually pretty safe giving your credit card information to a giant, huge company like Nintendo, right? They've got a lot of fail-safes in place. And worst case scenario, if credit card information gets hacked, you can just turn it off and then you can dispute the charges. It's not that big a deal, right? It sucks. It's a few extra steps that you wouldn't normally have to take, but you'll be fine. It's not like they can steal your entire identity through your credit card number. But again, she feels a normal feeling and makes it some huge deal. What a baby.
So I got those because I want to use it on Fortnite and I might buy a game. But on Fortnite, I want to buy the Sabrina Carpenter skin because it's literally adorable. I got a pair of bigger silver hoops because the last pair that I recently bought were just too small for me. So I got this blue mesh long sleeve. I don't know. We're going to see how it works because usually I buy these types of things from Torrid. I haven't even tried it on. I don't know how it's going to work for me. I'm hoping it's super tight, just how I like it. But like, the right type of tight, the tight that I enjoy, because that's the whole point of mesh for me. I think mesh is so cute. So if this fits.
It's not. It looks so weird. The way she wears it, it is so weird because she wears it under everything. And it's because she's afraid to show her skin, which makes sense. But what she needs is looser fitting clothes because that mesh just shows all the weird lumps and all the weird bat wings and things like that. It accentuates that stuff. It makes it more obvious.
There's a couple other colors I want to get. So I don't have a bingo bag. I've just been using a purse, but I decided to get one. It's purple and clear. I think it is super cute. And I also want
again, just flaunting and wasting money. I had a bag that worked perfectly well, but because I have extra money and I can just spend it on anything I want, I just decided to get this stupid bingo bag. Woo!
I just surprise my mom with something. I think she's gonna literally love
do I
this.
have bought something for somebody else? I don't. I should have this memorized by now.
It's a shirt and it says peace, love, bingo. This is literally her aesthetic. I know she's gonna love that a lot, so I'm excited to give it to her next time I see her. All right, you guys, so here's the weekly Lego update. I really
Lego,
like doing...
oh. If she says complimented by a stranger, accountability, biased, man, I'm getting so close, you guys.
homes and such. I like the creativity of them. So there's a kitchen, a living room, a bedroom, a shower.
All right, while I was watching this, I didn't think about it because she was talking about a Lego house, but she did mention shower. So if you've got it, dob it.
I think it's cutesy. Here's the brand because I told you guys I would show you the brand.
Also, just FYI, if it's an off-brand Lego, it still counts.
So I did start another Lego in this week, but I want to surprise you guys with that one. All right, you guys, so it is time for the Oracle reading. The 3 decks I am using today are What's the Vibe?
That's a shame. I don't think she's going to say any of these things. Accountability, biased, or complimented by a stranger in the Oracle reading segment.
Life happens, and believe in your own magic. So I'm going to edit out all the shuffling besides the one shuffle that I do where you see me pull the card.
She's going to edit out all the shuffling except for the magic shuffle. The one where the universe goes yoink and pulls one out for her. It says, it's this one, my child. Oh, there it is.
All right, so
There were like 20 of them that were like sticking out at that point. She just kind of picked a random one. I don't know, man. The fact that she takes this so seriously is kind of concerning, honestly. Which, by the way, a quick update. My interview with the clinical therapist is going to be out. I really hope one day this week. I'm kind of going back and forth with her right now, clarifying a few things. And while I was editing, I thought of some other questions that I had forgotten to ask. So I'm kind of getting that all kind of squared away, but it should be pretty soon. And part of what we talk about is her tarot and oracle kind of readings and whether or not that's healthy, you know? And I think she's verging on it being unhealthy at this point, according to what we talked about. And, you know, you'll hear more about that when the interview comes out. But yeah, I think this is getting to the point where she's taking it a little too seriously.
the first card is salty, bitter, angry, petty. Second card is crisis. Third card is stars. You can manifest your every wish. It's time for you to take your own goals and turn them into your reality. Create that dream board. Wish on those shooting stars. Write it in a daily journal. Cast a small or large spell. The universe is waiting to give you exactly what you deserve, given that it's best for everyone involved. Keep in mind that you also need to believe that you
My eyes hurt from rolling so hard.
deserve it. This reading is about how I have gone through a lot in my life. It has been crisis after crisis after crisis, chaos after chaos after chaos.
So leave it to her to get this crisis card and immediately go, you guys, I told you, I've been such a victim my whole life. And this card says so. This card is just validating my victim complex, you guys. I have been in crisis after crisis after crisis my whole life. So I don't know anything about Oracle, so this is completely off the cuff, but my guess would be if you got a crisis card, it would be more of like a warning, right? Like, hey, be careful because there could be some bad stuff coming and you need to kind of keep an eye out. But that's the problem, right? Is it's so vague, you can make it fit into anything, right? If you get this crisis card and then tomorrow, I don't know, you stub your toe or your son's baseball game gets rained out or something like that, you could go, oh, that crisis card. Oh, yeah, you know? Or like Amber, you can just use it to play victim like she usually does.
And it's created this. It's created this morbidly obese, BPD, CPTSD, anxiety, paranoia, food addict, like
Victim, 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 victim. It's not her fault. Nothing is her fault, you guys. Things have happened to her. Everything that has ever happened has happened to her. Even all of the horrible things she did to Beck, even all the horrible things she did to Destiny and Crystal and Casey, all of those things happened to her. This is frustrating when she gets into victim mode and, oh, this would be... So even if we hadn't already had childhood trauma, we can absolutely put it on now. But this is deflection 101. The universe conspired against me to create the monster you see in front of you, right? It wasn't me. It was all these crises that created this horrible human being, even though I'm perfect, you guys, I'm actually really awesome, but also all these horrible things, it's because I'm a victim.
Like, who genuinely just wants to be happy and to be healthy and to be loved and to love. And I'm bitter, bitch. I'm salty that this is my life. And now, like, I have to fix it. I'm angry. Like, I'm the one who has to fix this. Like, I am the very equivalent of someone that I don't want to be. And it's telling me I can be anyone I want to be. I can.
You can't be anyone you want to be. You absolutely cannot. Maybe years ago, if you had turned your life around and actually started losing weight or whatever, you could have started heading in that direction. But it is clear that there is no chance you are ever going to lose weight. There's no chance you're ever going to actually take accountability for your actions. So, no, you cannot be anything you want to be. Somebody sitting on a couch talking about themselves. That's it. That is your option for your life. And you have put yourself in that situation. You have created the monster we see in front of us. Not the universe. You did that.
I did that. I did that.
She's bitter, you guys, because her life is just so hard. Shut up. You have the cushiest life anybody has ever known. She hasn't had to do a minute of real work in her entire life. And during her traumatic childhood, when she claimed she was SA'd by her dad's friend, turns out he just said she was beautiful and touched her hair. If you can lie about something like that and then continue lying about it for years, you're just a horrible person. And sue me for not believing that you don't have that much trauma to excuse your absolute monstrous behavior.
Mentally healthy. I can be physically healthy. I just have to do it.
Oh my God, she really just said, I just have to do it. That's just so stupid. I'm not even going to say anything about it.
Fuck the crisis. Fuck the chaos. Fuck the anger. Stop with the petty and just do you. Like, I need to just preach and preach. Like, Amberlynn, like, you are capable of change.
I was really hoping that in this whole little tirade, she might say the word accountability. But then I thought, what? Why would she say the word accountability? Unless she was talking about somebody else taking accountability. So I don't know. That sucks.
Like, Amberlynn, like, you are capable of change. Like, the universe tells you this almost every single week. All right, you guys, so that's the end of my oracle reading. And I do want to say I'm going to be taking a break from YouTube. I don't know for how long. I need a mental break. I need a physical break. I need to rest. And I just need time to myself and time for just positivity and peace. And I need to just focus really hard on where I'm giving my spoons this coming week.
So what's going to happen is she's going to start posting things on TikTok, her mukbangs. She's going to be on Instagram doing Q&As because she can't go for more than a few days without talking about herself, right? She needs people to ask her about herself. She needs some excuse to talk about what's going on in her mind and what's going on in her life. So yeah, even if she does leave YouTube for very long, she will come back, obviously, but she'll still be everywhere else. She'll still be around, just like the last time she took a break when she was crashing out, when Beck came out and her and Emily broke up and all that stuff. She took a break from YouTube and it lasted all of 3 days. And during those 3 days, she was all over Instagram and TikTok and stuff. So yeah, no, she won't be going anywhere really.
In the near future for however long. But I hope that you guys did enjoy this weekly vlog. I know it has not been the greatest. My health is reflecting in that, but I hope to come back feeling better soon. I love you guys so much, and thank you guys so much for the support, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Got her. So, man, we got so close. All she had to do was say that she was complimented by a stranger, biased, or accountability. Any of those would have worked. Dang. So, man, the fact that she can just stand there with a straight face and say, all you idiots who think you can only get cellulitis from an open wound, you don't think I know how to get cellulitis? I've gotten it my whole life, so I know everything there is to know about it, you jackasses. And then come on and go, so just so you know, you can get it from just a scratch. Yeah, that is a wound, you idiot. And I think the craziest part about that is she could have just edited that out, right? She could have just pretended like she didn't do any of that and moved on. But instead, she comes off as a smug asshole who's trying to tell everybody about something she knows nothing about. But yeah, this whole episode was all about sympathy, baiting for sympathy and trying to make herself such a victim that everybody that loves her is going to send her well wishes and tell her how great she is and tell her how much they miss her and how much they're so sad that she's not feeling well. I don't think she'll be gone from YouTube for very long. I think we'll see her pretty shortly, but this is the end of her schedule, right? This is it. It lasted 5 weeks, which is pretty good, really, considering what she usually does. I'm surprised it lasted that long, but just like everything else in her life, she quit. And not only did she quit because the cellulitis and the reaction channels talking about my cellulitis and everything, it's making my mentals really bad. So I've got to go away from YouTube to get my mentals in order. She can't just do a thing. She has to make excuses and play the victim to do the thing. So anyway, I appreciate you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.